everyone, Christina here from the Glaser Tutoring Company, and today we're going to be solving a system of linear equations with a word problem, everyone's favorite, mine included. So, let's get down to business, shall we? So for this one, it says that we have a startup cost, right? The startup cost for a restaurant is $120,000, and each meal costs $10 for the restaurant to make. Okay. So it's got some costs. And if each meal is then sold for $15, after how many meals does the restaurant break even? Okay, so let's first do some definitions, right? If a restaurant is breaking even, that means that there's no loss, but there's no gain. So no loss and no gain. That means that the amount of money that is coming into the restaurant by selling the food, right, whatever this restaurant specializes in, maybe it's a Michelin star restaurant, but they wouldn't be selling for no $15. But anyway, so whatever they sell the food for, that's the gain, counteracts by all the costs that they have to put in. So the cost to run the restaurant, right, they got to pay rent, right, they have to pay for utilities and, and all the ingredients for the food. So when a restaurant breaks even, that means that their revenue, which is their gain, and to make it easy, we say that, they pay their taxes and, everything is coming to them, right? Their revenue and their total costs are exactly the same. Now, this is called the break-even point, which just is written better like this. Maybe I'll just put this over here. So we want to find out the point where the revenue equals the total cost. But the thing is that if we're going to be doing some type of formula, we have to have some numbers, right, with some variables. We have to find out what our revenue formula is and what the total cost formula is. Now, they didn't give us formulas for each, so we just have to figure out both of them. And it doesn't matter which one you start with. Maybe we'll do cost first because that's the first thing that was said in the question. So let's make a formula for total cost. Okay, so for the restaurant, the total cost will equal. Now, they say that this restaurant has a startup cost, right? It's a one-shot deal. A startup cost basically means that you have to pay it once. Kind of like if you're renting, right? You have to pay usually your first month and your last month right off the get, right? That's the startup cost. So you got to only pay that once. And then you have your monthly payments. So in this case, the startup cost for the restaurant is $120,000. So that you only have to pay once. So in my formula, that's only going to be stated once. So the total cost would be equal to $120,000. Now let's see, plus, is there any other additional costs? Yeah, here's the word again, cost, and it says that each meal costs $10 for the restaurant to make. But the thing is that, well, how many meals are they making, right? It says each meal costs $10. So if they make only one meal, $10. But if they make two meals, that's $20 out of pocket that it costs them, right? So each meal, that's the variable. Usually, right, we say that our variable is the letter. And generally, we say that it's x, right? So we're going to say that the x value is the number of meals. And for this cost, each meal costs them $10. So that would be represented by 10 times x, right? Because if it's one meal, it's $10. If you put a 2 in here, that's an additional $20, 10 times 2. 3 meals, that's 10 times 3, plus the one-shot $120,000. No more cost for this restaurant because the next sentence moves on to selling, right? They're selling. That's how they make money. So now we have the revenue formula. Okay, so revenue equals Let's see, let's read that sentence. It says, if each meal, there it is again, and it depends on how much the meals are. So it's a variable, that's going to be your X value. Each meal is then sold for $15. So how would I write that in terms of a formula, right? Well, if it costs 10 per each meal, and now we're going to sell for 15, yeah, you got it. It would be 15 times X, because for each one of these, X represents the number of meals. It costs $10 per each meal, and we're going to sell it for $15 for each meal. Nothing else that they say after this. They're not making any other money, right? No, I don't know, whatever restaurants can do. But in this case, they're only making money by selling those meals. This is your two formulas. Now, at the end of the day, we want to find out what the break-even point is and how many meals does the restaurant, need to make in order to break even. So the break-even formula, if I just bring this back over here, I forgot that little piece, but there we go. And maybe I'll move this back up to the top now. The break-even point is that revenue equals the total cost. Well, the revenue we said was 15x. So 15x equals the total cost formula, which was the $120,000 plus the 10x. And now, what are we going to do, guys? Yeah, you got it. We're just going to solve for x. So minus 10, minus 10x on each side. Get the x's by itself. This goes bye-bye. We now have 15x minus 10x, that's a total of 5x, equals 0. 120,000 divided by 5 on both sides. Bing. Let's do a little mental math here, right? Let's see. 12, that would be, 10, right? 5 goes into 10 2 times. So we're going to say x equals. And keep in mind that this was the number of meals. So we're going to find out how many meals we need to make to break even. So 5 goes into 2, or 5 goes into 10 2 times. That's a minus 2. Bring down the 0. So that's 4. And then 3 zeros afterwards. You could always triple check on the calci, but it's always good to keep that brain strong. Let's see. 120,000 divided by 5. 24,000. Beautiful. And then this is 24,000 meals. That's a crazy amount of meals. Mainly because they're only selling for $5 more than what they are, they have to purchase it at. So yeah, maybe they got to jack this number up, right? But that's business. But anyway, for this restaurant, they got to sell 24,000 meals in order to finally break even, and then they could really turn over a profit. And that's the end for this one. What'd you think? I hope this helps. Let me know in the comments. Thank you so much for viewing the video. I love helping you guys out. My brother and I, we really do appreciate all you guys. We want to be there for you. So we have physics, math, chem videos on the channel. We got much more stuff coming your way. Tell your friends. And yeah, keep studying hard. I believe in you guys, okay? Also, I would like to give a huge shout out to Maricela. Thank you so much for being a member to the channel. Your support means a lot to my brother and me, and we're thrilled to have you be a part of this amazing community. Memberships are open on the channel, and if you want to become a member, just click that join button, which can be found below on any video if you're watching on your desktop, or it can be found on the overall channel page too. For all of you that want your name shown in the video, don't forget to choose the gold tier or higher. Thank you so much for considering, and have a great day. Talk to you in the next lesson. Bye-bye!